You're there now. What do you notice?
There's a woman, a white woman,
Mm-hmm.
standing before me.
What do you notice about her?
I don't know why she looks at me.
Have you seen her before?
I don't know her.
And as you look around, what else do you notice?
She says she's a fairy queen.
Mm-hmm. What else?
I can see some of the fairies around her, but small fairies jumping around her. But she has a full human size.
And how do you perceive your own body?
I'm a human being. I'm a man.
Mm-hmm. What is this woman in white saying to you?
She invites me to cross over.
Mm-hmm. And what happens next?
I'm taking the leap. I'm crossing over.
Mm-hmm. And tell me what you notice as you do that.
It's again a crossing of frequencies. My head spins. I'm in another frequency range. Oh, that's what they call 5D, I guess.
So what happens next?
Well, as soon as I was crossing the river, but it's not only crossing the river, it's crossing to the different frequency. Colors, they seem more vivid. In general, I feel different. My body feels lighter. And as I look back, I see only blackness.
So now that you've crossed over, what is happening?
Well, she tells me that I'm part of their world if I want to, and that I can stay there. She takes me by the hand, and I guess there are some real fairy people. They live there in that realm.
What do you mean by real fairy people?
It's just like humans, but then, well, they are humans, looking like, they look like humans. They're just more transparent, but they have another consciousness.
Like you? And you're like that too?
I'm not 100% in their frequency. Maybe I'm 90% in their frequency. I can merge to their frequency. It takes a little bit of time to adapt.
And so what happens next?
They go to their ship. It's big. It's really big. It's shiny. It's really shiny. Like when you look at it, you can almost not look at it.
What kind of ship?
Sun reflects into it and it makes my eyes burn.
What kind of a ship is it?
It's round.
But where does it travel?
They come from one of those stars from the Orion belt.
And who is it that's on this ship? Who is getting on this ship?
Some of them. There were many, maybe hundreds of them. And now they decided that 144 are allowed to travel at this moment. I am asked if I want to join because now I'm on their frequency, they say, so I could go with them as an experiment.
And tell me more about that.
Well, I'm born on Earth. Even though my soul is close to their soul, my body is different because it has all those other genetics in it. So the experiment is to see if, even though I have all this other genes, if I can merge and get to their frequency 100% and also travel with them to the place where I originally came from as a soul.
Where were these others born? Where did their physical or where did their life begin?
They were born on this star, or probably it's called Mintaka. They were born there. They came to Earth and they could be only on that particular frequency where they were not seen by the real people born on Earth, or partially only seen, because the frequencies are not 100% compatible.
And so, what is their relationship to fairies?
They are like fairies. They are in the same frequency and they are working together with fairies.
Do they have similar jobs or purpose?
Yes, they are here to push, to bring the Earth in their frequency. That's what they call here 5D frequency, because the Earth is in 3D frequency. So it's like an evolution. You have in the 3D frequency certain genetics that couldn't get to the 5D until now. And the idea is to bring those souls from the Orion into the bodies that usually can be only in 3D, and then bring those bodies with those souls to 5D. So even the souls that can be only in 3D will be able to get to the 5D.
And how does that happen? How do they get from the 3D to the 5D?
Well, they figured out they need to bring those starseeds. They are starseeds. They invited some souls to come down into the bodies, into the real bodies, well, into the 3D bodies that have some genetics.
And is that what you're like?
Yes, I agree to do that. So if I can go from 3D to 5D with the genetics of my body that is human, I can bring the other races that are mixed in this genetics also to 5D by resonance. Because there are those reptilian races or some barbarian races that cannot cross over to the 5D. It's like a trick. Well, it's a trick to help them get back to source because they are stuck in 3D.
So how do you trick those ones, those that can't get to 5D, like the reptilians?
It's because my frequency will change the body that I have in 3D, and by resonance, this will change some other bodies that are containers for souls that are maybe reptilian souls, and I just contaminate them. It's like,
are you both in like Earth-like bodies, just with different souls?
what do you mean both?
You with the Orion soul energy, and then reptilians.
Yeah, we're both.
But your bodies?
We would be both in the same container, which is a human from Earth, and I contaminate the container in a way with 5D energy. Then the container is contaminated and like it will resonate with the other container. The other container will give some information to the soul, so the soul can resonate with my soul. And this gives the possibility to those souls to cross over to 5D if they wish to, in case they feel stuck in 3D and they don't know how to unstuck themselves.
Beautiful. Okay. Anything else you want to share about that scene? About what you're doing?
Yeah, probably I went back home in my human body. I
And
don't know what I did there.
is there anything you see from that perspective of going home?
Yeah, it's a crystalline world. Everything is shiny and crystalline. I feel strange with the human body there, and they are very happy that I did this experiment. Also, it helps the resonance because me being there with my human body brings resonance in all human bodies on the earth.
Oh, so you're still connected to Earth because you have a similar container as others on Earth?
Yeah, exactly. I'm connected by the loss of the resonance.
So what happens next?
I come back certain moment
Come back where?
to earth
Mhm.
after living Mintaka 2 years. So I come back to earth.
And what happens when you come back to Earth?
I realize that I feel strange. I don't know where I belong to. It's an interesting process, but it's more painful than I was expecting when I engaged in it. Because I have all those human feelings that I didn't knew that I will have them. So I need
Like,
to deal with those feelings.
what are those feelings?
Feelings can be only in a 3D world because 3D is about feeling separate
Mhm.
from each other. So I didn't have them in 5D. They just don't exist because you feel oneness or more like oneness.
And so
So
tell me,
they are in a way interesting because I can look at them as if I'm doing an experiment with myself.
mhm.
On the other hand, I am living them and I don't know how to handle them.
Can you
Feelings.
describe the feeling?
Yes, it's sadness and confusion.
Why do you why do you feel sad?
I feel sad about not. I feel I need to have to belong to.
Mhm.
Probably that's a program on Earth where you need to belong to a certain group. So I feel confused about where to belong to.
Mhm.
There's no clarity in this, which brings sadness because I'm clearly not on one side and not on the other side, which was my purpose for sure. But now I don't know what to do with it. And that's how I feel when I got back to Earth.
Mhm. Okay, anything else you noticed from that perspective back on Earth?
Probably that the only way to know how to still live on Earth on the human side, that's because what I decided to do when I came back, is to find like minded people.
And how do you do that?
Well, kind of, I tell people my story and see wherever it resonates. So it's like outing myself.
Mhm. And what happens as you do that?
Yeah, at first I'm very scared to do it, but then I can see the benefit and I can see there's some of the people who are going through the same process and it's not so bad to share my story
Mm,
and find the like-minded people.
nice. Okay. Well, now let's leave that scene and let's move forward to the last day in that life that we're looking at. We're drifting and moving forward to the last day of that in that life. You're there now. Tell me what you notice.
I probably lose my body, but it's not sure because it's in the future. We don't know what happens in the future. There are many possibilities.
Oh, okay. So this,
It could be that I bring my body with me in 5D, so there is no death. It also could be that I decide to leave the human body there and to get back to my shining body, the other kind of body that I have.
and how do you do that?
It's just changing frequency.
So how is that different than dying?
Actually, it's not. But we don't die because there's no material, there's no density within 3D. You cannot die. You can change form, but you don't die.
So tell me, now that you're in a different form, you've changed form, what do you notice from that perspective?
Well, in truth, it's just a change of perspective because you actually, it's true that you never die. And we know it from this side, from the earth side, we don't know it, but it's made like this.
What is the purpose of having it like that? What is the purpose of not knowing that we live, that we don't die?
Well, it's to experience density
Mhm.
and those feelings that go with it. And that's quite impressive feelings that you can experience. Very interesting and important feelings. You know that it's possible to experience those feelings and to live in this density. That is really interesting.
Anything else stands out from that perspective?
Life goes on forever, just having different experiences, some more crazy than others, some more courageous than others. One of the most courageous things that you can do as a soul is to come in this density. It's a little bit crazy as well. Just it's important to be aware of the gift that you made yourselves. Experience this craziness and to fully feel, to be open and fully feel while you're here, because it's a real gift.
Okay, thank you. So now I want you to leave that scene, leave that entity there to continue on his own path. We'll find what it's supposed to find, and leaving all the other entity there. And now I want Andreea to sink down into the part of herself that has all the answers and all the information that we're looking for today. I would like to speak with Andrea's higher consciousness. Do I have permission to speak with her higher consciousness?
Yes.
Do I have permission to ask questions of the higher consciousness?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, I would like to know, or Andreea would like to know, first of all, these things, these lives that you showed her as the bug with the fairies, the tea party, what was the purpose of showing her that? What does that have to do with what she's working on in her life right now?
These are just different perspectives of the life. It's like a diamond with all those facets. These are facets of the diamond. Some are smaller, some are bigger. They are all important to look at. and they are part of the whole experience. So it gives
And
her an idea of how big life is, how the life that she's experiencing is only one of these facets of the diamond, and also the importance of it. It is important, but it's important only as one of the facets of the diamond.
so tell me about this diamond, the diamond itself. What is the diamond?
The diamond is never ending. With every life, it gets more and more shiny and beautiful. It's a gift that her soul decided, or soul group decided to give to the Creator as being thankful for that they are existing by the hand of the Creator.
So what is the purpose of her living her life as she is now? What is the gift that she's giving to the Creator?
There's a very high density. A very high density is like a very hard diamond to be polished. She is putting lots of energy and will, intention to polish it so that it's really shiny and beautiful.
So what does she need to know in order to be aware of the value of her life at this time?
We are proud of her, whatever she does. She cannot do something wrong, whatever way she chooses. We are proud of her for choosing this density. All the experiences in this density are welcomed. This gives her maybe some easiness in her life and the feeling that she cannot do anything wrong, because that's what she fears. Not to polish it right. There's no way she cannot polish it right. Just by the fact that she has chosen this density, she knows she polishes right.
Okay.
Makes no sense, maybe, but she knows what it means.
I think it makes sense. What else can you tell her to help her to believe in herself, regardless of what others think, that others around her think?
She needs to know she's shining her light, whatever she does. There's no judgment of hers. And we told her there's no good or bad. There's only love.
As far as continuing the work that she's doing, that she wants to do, as far as doing the things that she wants to do that make her happy, what else does she need to know so that she can believe in herself, even if others think she's, don't believe in her dream?
It needs to get centered the way people choose to put stones in place to get centered. She needs to get centered. Doesn't need to be stones, just thinking at the information we were delivering today about the shining people, the fairies, place of origin, or one of her places, just getting in resonance with the place of origin is important for her to get centered so that she knows what her purpose is. Otherwise, she's getting lost in the frequencies that are all around her, trying to get into her head all the collective memories of whatever, where she is in Berlin or in other places. There are so many other collective thoughts that she can lose her mind in not centering herself, not she wouldn't know what to do.
So how did she get centered?
She can do a drawing, something visual above, somewhere in the room. You just sit there and think of centering herself, connecting to her soul.
To the energies that she experienced today?
Yes, just connecting to her, how you call it, higher self, soul, place of origin, purpose. So best is in the morning, so she knows what to do for the day. She's getting centered. Also, she can think of all those 12 others around her. She
Who's
can
that?
ask them to stay in place to keep away the collective consciousness that is not serving her.
Which 12 is this? Is this the elders?
The 12 elders.
And how would they help?
They know what to do to clear the space of the collective consciousness that is not serving, that is just taking her mind off the focus. You just need to ask them.
Okay, and what is the purpose of Andreea getting sick?
Coming off the track all the time, not being connected to her true purpose.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, she knows she's here to bring people to 5D, whatever they call 5D to be. She needs to be active, and her mind is being hijacked by the collective consciousness thoughts that are not productive. So her body is telling her that she needs to take care of herself and to stay on track, to connect with the source.
And so the state of being sick is helping her to do this?
It's
Is it
just
helping?
grabbing her attention in the sense that she's not focused. Well, as we said, there's nothing wrong that she could do. In a way, it's just an experience. But she decided for something before coming here. And she would be happy to know that it's done the way she wanted it. So we guide her to do it the way she intended it to be.
So how can Andreea get out of the safety mode?
That's another trick of the collective consciousness programs that are invading her mind, and she's not connected to her soul. You cannot find the parasite collective consciousness, but you can bring purpose to your life in connecting yourself. And then everything goes from there. You know what to do when you connect. When you connect in the morning, you know what to do the whole day. If you don't connect in the morning, that's the parasitic collective consciousness who's taking over your brain. And then you do lots of things that you didn't intend it to do for the day. And then at the end of the day, you're not happy because you weren't doing what you were supposed to be doing.
So again, being centered can help her with this?
Yes, being centered helps her be in her purpose, focus, Don't lose focus. You're aware of this collective consciousness programs that are hijacking your brain. And don't let them.
Okay, so when she's aware of protecting herself from this collective consciousness, will she feel less stuck and able to move forward with things that she wants to do?
Will feel less stuck. She's not the kind of person that is stuck. It's these programs that make her feel stuck, but she can easily override them. It's like a crystal in the river. It's like whatever she could see in that city in Orion, all those crystalline buildings, crystalline heart is everywhere. You can connect to everything with your crystalline heart, to the core of everything.
So what is important as far as connecting with people?
It's important to live that life of the bug, to be aware of the aliveness of everything. It means your crystalline heart connects to the crystalline heart of each person you're talking to, or each animal you're looking at, each tree that you're looking at or touching, or plant. This has importance.
Okay. So what else can you tell her about her healing? Because I know it's very important. Her healing is very important. Is there anything, any stored emotions or anything that can be healed today?
Yes. We will help her heal. We are all the destructive patterns. We will take her to do downloads to her brain, to clear everything that is not in resonance with her place of origin. We will do this within the night when she will be sleeping. We will connect her fully to her origin and to her intention that she had before she came. So she's ready to do what she came for. And part of this is QHHT or the Hypnotic Dream Lab. They're both very important. So we help her clear everything that stands in the way to do this.
Beautiful, thank you. And this will be done at night, like tonight when she's sleeping?
This will be done at night when she's sleeping.
And what will she feel like? How will she feel after this is done?
Like the crystalline river flowing through her body, clearing everything.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to share with Andreea today that you would like her to know?
No, that's lots of information for her already.
Okay.
Just that's beautiful that you work together, and it's really a blessing that you do this together. That's how she feels and how we feel about you working together.
Well, I'm curious how we made the decision to do this. When we first decided to do this work together?
Remember when I told you I could see this fairy woman? That's now I'm seeing you standing there in this fairy woman body.
Oh, interesting.
So that's what they showed me. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. And so there's a connection to Orion that we both, is there a connection that we both share, Orion?
Yes, you're one of the shining ones. Elisa.
Hmm.
Are totally one of them.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. Anything else you want to share today? Is that enough information?
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much.